Hi, I'd like to share a relaxing shoulder mobility move with you. But first, before we get into that, I'm Katerina. This is Level Up Life Project, and I want to give a huge thank you to my 100 subscribers. Today, I reached 100 subscribers, so huge thank you. And another huge thing is I have one video that is above 4,000 views. So a huge thank you to all of the viewers on that video as well. And really, I wanted to do a video today mainly with the purpose of giving this thank you to my first 100 subscribers and kind of combining that with something that seems to have resonated as far as helping shoulder mobility, which is the topic of that video with over 4,000 views, which I know is in a lot of ways just a drop in a bucket, but for me as someone new to um, sharing things with you, I wanted to just celebrate those two things because they're exciting for me. So thanks again to everyone. This shoulder mobility move can be really relaxing. Just like everything else, make sure you have clearance from your medical practitioner, your doctor, to do any new exercises and things. But assuming you do, please feel free to join me in this if that's the case. So this is something that you will need just a little tiny bit of wall space for, and I'll be demonstrating it on the ground. If you don't have wall space or are not comfortable getting down onto the ground, alternative ways that you could do this would be or one alternative way really is on a bed and then using like the wall space of the headboard. So that's another option for this move. But for now, we're going to get down here. I already have a mat here, so please feel free to put one down. The amount of pressure feedback you get, so there is, let me face off square, sorry, move to face you. So there is a benefit to doing this on a firmer surface. It's kind of like, but it depends on where your body is at too. It's kind of like some people like more pressure when they get a massage, and some people like light pressure. If you like light pressure, then that may be another reason that you choose to do this move on a bed rather than on the floor. But if you prefer like firm pressure, or you've been doing floor moves for a while, you may find that you like doing it on a mat or a thinner mat, or maybe even directly on the floor. You can mess around with that as you go, because part of this is letting the floor be kind of that pressure and push against your back and relax you. So that's really the first step to this move. So you get down, you want to be maybe like a foot away from the wall, because and it depends on how tall you are as well, but you want to pretty much be the distance of your lower leg away from the wall, so that when you put your feet up on the wall, you can get down on the floor, put your feet on the wall, pretty much the distance from your knee to your feet, so that right here at the knee you have a right angle, and then at the hip you also want a right angle. And you're going to, I'm going to shimmy over a little bit, because first this starts off just in letting, and then your feet are like hip width apart. So you want just like straight lines here looking at your feet. But first it's a move. This is a move that I just really like, because when you lay here, if depending on how tight your back muscles are, this may already feel like a lot, and you may need, and depending on how tight your neck is, you may need like a pillow back here, or maybe several pillows. But if you don't need a pillow, you want to make it so that your neck, your chin is not tilted up toward the ceiling. You want your chin to be pointing toward the wall that your feet are on. And so you can just relax here. You can start with your hands kind of down at a 45-degree angle down toward that wall where your feet are. and just relax. I won't take so much time, but if you're doing this on your own, I encourage you to take at least 5 minutes just here and just like let your muscles calm down and relax. This is a really, really great move after a long day to just help your back to relax and just be completely supported and unwind. But where this gets into shoulder mobility is what you do with your arms. So after you've relaxed for a few minutes, this is just a really, really gentle move. This is not something to push or force it. This is super gentle. So what we're going to do is you've had your arms lower, or maybe it's been comfortable for you to have your arms kind of perpendicular to your body, so just straight out. But if you've had them lower, start there, straight out, and just see how that feels. I'm gonna adjust the mic a little bit here. So just like all the rest of our body parts, our shoulders don't live in isolation. They're connected to our trunk and, the rib cage. How tight your chest is can affect the mobility of your shoulders. So here, when your arms are just spread out wide like this, almost like a T, making like you're making a T from your arms down with your body, you may feel some engagement, some stretch there in your chest muscles. And if you do, it could be good to, again, take a couple minutes. This is just real gentle, working with your body, not trying to force really extreme stretches or anything. But when you feel ready, you could bring your hands up like field goal posts in football. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure y'all can still hear me. Like a field goal post. So you're going to do, I'm going to come up just in case you need to see it. So you're going to have both arms like this. And again, just relax there for a minute. So what we're looking for, and when I say relax here, is only come to that right angle with your elbow if your hands can still be on the floor. If your hands going from being straight out at the sides to trying to go up to a right angle end up hanging in the air, that is revealing to you that you have some tightness in, it might be in your shoulders, it might be in some of the muscles of your arm. But just work with your body and go to where maybe it's only like an inch higher than straight out, to where your hands can still be resting on the floor while you allow that tension to relax. But if we, so, meet your body where it's at. And if that's where it is, then you could do like a little bit of, move this bench a little bit. You could do a little bit like if you're here and just do like a little bit of movement in that range. So this is the gentle movement. But if you're in that right angle position, then, and you can have it, allow your elbows are on the floor, your hands are on the floor, and that's not pushing you to more than just like a gentle stretch. Again, this is just a gentle movement that you're going to just slide your arms up, like you're going to extend them all the way up to where you're just moving within your range of motion is the point here. But with your back calm and relaxed because you've given it those 5 minutes, and with the floor keeping your back still so that we're not like thrusting our ribs forward in order to raise our arms. So it's just real gentle move up to where your range of motion, kind of like to where your body tells you, okay, this is where we need to stop, and then move back down to the right angle. and move up really gently. And if at any point of this you're like, oh, that feels like such a nice stretch that I want to stay there, you could stay. Like if this point is just like, oh, I just want to relax here, this is your moment. This is your shoulder mobility move. So anywhere where you want to stay there for a minute or two, feel free. And then go back into just gentle movement in your range of motion. You can do that as many times as you'd like. And then when you're done, you just kind of relax a little bit. And it's always nice to do moves like this while breathing really calmly and thinking happy thoughts, because that just reinforces into your body that this range of movement that you have, just moving in general, is just like a peaceful, happy thing. And the floor, again, is really just like a tool, or your bed if you need stood on the bed, a tool to reveal, okay, when am I getting into where I'm gonna compensate? So for example, like if I have to feel like I'm gonna lift my back off in order to get off the ground, in order to get my arms all the way straight, that means that I'm compensating a lack of shoulder mobility with mobility in other body parts. And while it's so cool that our bodies can compensate, that they have that ability to do that, it can sometimes lead to, well, it often leads to other problems down the line, right? So if you have very limited shoulder mobility and your back is always compensating for that, that's sometimes a contributing factor into back pain issues. So this can be just a really nice, to me, this is a super relaxing move that also can help our body with that kind of flowing in a range of motion that's guided, right? And also telling us, okay, this is my range of motion. And the nice thing is, when you move gently within your current range of motion and just have those thoughts of, this is safe, this is good, it helps your body to gradually, if you stay consistent with doing something like this, like if this is a move that you realize my body needs this, if you do it consistently, eventually your range of motion will increase, and not with you forcing it. Because part of what happens when we force a stretch or try to force a joint to go beyond where it can go, we might be successful in that moment, but there are signals happening that are kind of potentially against your final goal. Signals of, this is dangerous, we need to brace ourselves, right? So when your muscles feel like they have to brace themselves to protect your joints, which is their job, then you might lose range of motion rather than gain it. So you want to approach your movement practice when it's things like this, where it's for mobility, in a calm state of mind, in a relaxed type of way, and not just forcing through it. So I hope you found this helpful. Thanks so much for being with me in this video. And thanks again to all my subscribers. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.